Hi everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery. I hope you're doing well. I am very good. It's nice to have a slower weekend, a morning game, heading into an off week, a little bit of time to recharge before we head down the final 7, 8 weeks of the season. There's another off week coming up later in the year, but the wacky October is here, and that's exactly when I thought this team would show its true colors. And let me reflect on why I thought that at the start of the season and how I basically changed my mind once the game started. But first, a reminder, if you're not subscribing to this YouTube channel, please do so. We crossed 14K over the weekend. Thank you so much to everyone who signed up. A lot of BYU fans are now watching K-State videos, I guess. That's fine with me. Welcome to the Daily Delivery. I cover a lot of topics. On with the DD. Before the season started, I did mention that I thought a game coming up in October would be the, quote, linchpin game, the one that kind of decided where this team was headed. Once the season got started, I began to think that was going to be Arizona or maybe Oklahoma State. Not once did I think it was BYU. And that's how surprising that outcome of the game, not that K-State lost, but lost so handily, was to me. But in reflection, I thought this team probably would be 4-1 at this point. I still think they're going to go 11-1 or 10-2 on the season, but 4-1 didn't surprise me right now. Who they lost to did catch me off guard, and congratulations to BYU. You're putting together a heck of a season. You should probably be ranked higher. But this stretch, this weird October stretch in which Kansas State has one home game and it's the last weekend of October. It's a really strange schedule the Big 12 gave Kansas State this year. So it's an off week. We get a little chance to catch our breath and reflect on things. And then you go to Colorado, and then you go to West Virginia, and then you finally come back home in late October to play host to Kansas. It was that West Virginia game sandwiched between what will be an interesting game with Colorado. It'll get a lot of national attention. I won't be surprised if the Buffaloes are knocking on the door of the top 25, if not sneaking in. And Kansas State, of course, now that they're on an off week, they're ranked 20 and they'll stay ranked. So that game's going to have a lot of national oomph. And then you got KU on the other side, which I expected to be a huge game between two really good football teams. Well, as of right now, KU stinks. I don't think they'll stay stinky. I think they'll find their way and pull it together a little bit. But that game doesn't look as daunting as it did at the start of the season. But West Virginia, yeah, that one's stuck in the middle of those two games, and that one scares me. But here's what I really think now that the season's underway, this team needs to prove. It's not just about winning these games. It's about going away from home and playing better. You think about it, K-State's had 2 of their 5 games on the road, and they stunk at Tulane and found a way to win, and then they stunk at BYU. This team can't be a home front runner that they just want to play at home all the time. They've got to find a way to get out on the road and do it. And what a better way to do it at Colorado. I expect a lot of K-State fans in a couple weeks to be out there for that game. We should know the kickoff time, hopefully, later on Monday. But that West Virginia game, coming on the heels of that, is also kind of daunting. K-State's got to find a way to play better on the road, and if they do, they're going to be fine. They're going to win both of those games and come home and take care of Kansas before heading into, I believe, another off week, or maybe it's the trip to Houston. I'm not sure. But I'll say this. If this team can find its way away from home, when it comes home, it's going to be in a great position in the Big 12 race. October is crucial because of the strange lack of home games until the last week. But you got to keep winning. And this week is their week to gather themselves, maybe heal up, and prepare for a stretch that will define this Kansas State team. If you win back-to-back road games and then come home and beat Kansas, you're in a pretty darn good situation. And they're the ones who can control that situation.